Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodloo 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 doo. Subscribe.
Okay, December 5th, what are we watching today? What's it say?
A Boy Called Christmas.
That's a new one for us. We've never seen it before. A Boy Called Christmas.
All right.
A Boy Called Christmas is a really nice Netflix children's film. So I don't even need to say Netflix. I mean, a lot of times when I would call something a Netflix movie, that was sort of done in a disparaging manner, saying it's not good enough to be in a movie theater. Like when people say TV movie. I always felt like Netflix films, with exceptions, a few exceptions, were not high quality. And even the exceptions, I think maybe, I could be wrong, I've been corrected on this, but I've forgotten the correction. Some of the ones that I believe to be exceptions were actually like Netflix purchases, like it was made independently and then they purchased it and it was like a high quality film. It was like, oh, look at Netflix here, but it didn't end up being a Netflix movie. It was Netflix just bought it. But I believe this was like fully Netflix produced, A Boy Called Christmas, and it has like a lot of I was just thinking about a lot of other movies as I was watching it. I was thinking of a lot of kids' movies like Willow or Narnia or even Hook a little bit. My favorite movie of all time, Hook. I thought about Prancer. I thought about Harry Potter. It just kind of has like early Harry Potter, like whimsical Harry Potter styles to it. Golden Compass. I don't know. It was just making me think of like all these like young adult films, or I don't know, maybe, I mean, children's films that are kind of whimsical and nice and fun. And I think this was like a good addition to that style of movie. One funny thing, I mean, it's about the origins of Christmas. It's like Santa Claus as basically a little kid, and then how he eventually becomes the Santa Claus that we know today. In the movie, his name is just Nikolas, but his mom always called him Christmas. But it's like funny because, there's a lot of times when they're talking about the Christmas holiday and the reason for it. And I was thinking, are they gonna get into the birth of Christ? And they never did. Like they stuck, to the secular, super secular. Itching my eye here. No, I'm scratching my itch. My eye is itchy, and I am scratching my itch. But yeah, it's all completely secular. But I don't know. There were times when they were talking about the true meaning of Christmas, and I was like, wow, they're gonna go here. I just didn't expect this to be like a Christian film in any capacity other than using the word Christmas and celebrating it, but through secular means and stuff. So yeah, fully secular. When we're talking about the origins of Christmas, they don't get into Saint Nicholas, or they don't get into Christ, Jesus at all, and his birth. So that's not like touched upon at all in this Christmas origin story. The effects here, let me get back into calling movies Netflix films. I think what put this one over the top for me was the special effects. There is a fully CGI bear in it and a fully CGI reindeer, and they look fantastic. The bear, there were a few moments where you're like, okay, I guess I can see that it's fake, but a lot of the movements that the bear was making were very impressive, I thought, and the textures were all great. Same thing with the reindeer. I think there was also a CGI mouse too, who's like a main character. I apologize for neglecting him. I think it was just because he's so tiny, so you don't see him a lot. You see him, but he's so tiny. And he was kind of rendered in an extra cute way, I think, or maybe it's a type of mouse I'm not familiar with like really big, cute eyes. But like the ones we have around here are just like these little gray things, and they're not cute. But the reindeer was great. They had wonderful fur. The antlers almost like were gold in a way. So it almost felt like a heightened reality. So in that sense, I feel like they were given a little leeway when it came to the CGI, where the bear was just a very short scene. So maybe they worked extra hard on making that look realistic, where, putting that same sort of time into the reindeer would have been difficult because the reindeer is on screen so much. But again, just sort of giving like a heightened surrealism to the deer a little bit is sort of, I guess, how I was interpreting it. Was sort of lent itself to its believability by being fantastical. Did that make sense? I think I might have just been saying words there. But yeah, I don't know. I was pleased with it. I could, I'm not gonna watch it again for myself because it very much is a kids movie. But I would definitely show this to my kids when they're growing up a little bit older, where it can hold their attention. They're still very young right now. They're not even 3. But yeah, it's not something they could watch now. But I'd be excited to show them this when the reindeer's flying. I mean, that's done wonderfully too. I think a lot of it is. And another cool thing about it, the movie is it's a story that's being told, like Granny Wendy. What's her name? Oh my goodness. Professor McGonagall. Oh my goodness, come to mind. It's not going to come to mind. Anyway, she's telling like a story to these 3 kids who've had, a very, rough time with Christmases, and they're just not really ready to celebrate this Christmas. So she's like, let me tell you the origin of Christmas and Santa Claus and Christmas the way you know it. So she's doing that. And then, it goes into the story. Now we are watching Nikolas as a young kid. And during that story element, it's, basically the entire movie. Maggie Smith, that's her name. During that, like, story element, we aren't given a solid time period. You have all sorts of people dressed in a variety of different ways that don't give a proper setting to this story, like time period, which I think was fun. Like, I feel like I was seeing stuff from everything and everywhere. Like, I feel like the kid was kind of dressed in a contemporary manner, and his dad sort of was also, but then you had people that looked like knights, you had people that looked like Vikings, you had people that looked like Nanny McPhee. This movie kind of reminded me of that, and Mary Poppins as well, and stuff like that. But you were getting a variety of looks, which I thought was a lot of fun, and also enhanced that fantastical quality. I feel like it's kind of like Harry Potter in that way. You're seeing all sorts of different types of fashions and styles and architecture and things like that happening. Also, one of my favorite childhood movies, probably the earliest first Christmas movie I can recall seeing, Santa Claus the movie, where the Big Lebowski, not Jeff Bridges, but the real Big Lebowski, Jeff Lebowski, not the dude, where he plays Santa Claus. And the toy shops that the elves have were wonderfully designed, and I feel like what we have in this movie is a step below, not as good, but did remind me of it. Also sort of reminded me of Babes in Toyland with Keanu Reeves and Drew Barrymore. Had a similar vibe to that, but like a much better production quality. But overall, again, this is a kids movie that I would not watch again on my own, but will definitely be excited to show it to my kids if Netflix is still around by the time they are interested in watching feature-length live-action films like this. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I'm excited to show it to them, and I thought this was pretty good. So, actually, I was about ready to end this vlog, but I want to show you, speaking of my kids, let's take a look at what they got in their advent calendars today.
December 5th, what is your adorable? Here you go. Wait, did you even do the right one? Yeah, okay. Goes in there. Oh, you got that one. We got a chocolate going. 2 advents simultaneously. Who did you get? Princess Jasmine.
You got Donald?
And who
Show
did you
Daddy.
get? Can I see? Oh, nope.
got
I never get a
Donald
picture of
Duck.
that.
Oh, you got Jasmine.
Donald and Princess Jasmine. Oh, that's the genie's friend.
Yeah, and Aladdin.
And Aladdin. And here is a close-up of the Jasmine Dorable right there. Pretty sparkly eyes.
And on that note, perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.